Can you breathe?
My name is Laurie. This is the wife Gisela. Surname is Ferreira. And we founded this project 11 years ago. We had the desire for a closer relationship with the Lord. And the next thing, Zambia came up. And we were meant to come and manage this orphan project in Zambia. The base is called Zamulimu. It's situated on the banks of the Zambeze River, in the far west of Zambia. We have started reaching out to the community here by helping children.
At this stage we have almost 350 children on the program, and we mainly support them with food and shoes and clothes and stationery for the schools. The project doesn't take the child out of the village. It supports the child in the village, because in Zambia it's very important for the culture to keep the child with his extended family. Otherwise, when you take the child out of the village, the child loses their culture.
The original idea was actually for us to put up something like an orphanage. But then soon after we arrived here, we realized there are so many orphans. You can't just take 20 or 30 and put them in a home. What about the hundreds of others?
We've already sponsored 12 qualified orphans through the project. Most of them are teachers and nurses.
If you can now sponsor a child, even if it's just to buy a uniform or a pair of shoes, you take that burden off the parent or the guardian or whoever is looking after the child. So that even in that small way it benefits the community. A child which gets education is obviously going to be able to make educated decisions in life. So that is going to benefit the community.
Who knows what this is? What? Yeah, but more specifically. Yes, very good. Okay, so who of you have used a flushing toilet? No one. There was no water here, so we had to bring them water once a week with the trailer.
Wow.
Yeah, so and then World Bank, I think, donated the solar pump. This is the preschool that we have built here. We started the preschool in the main village, and then we moved it here to the school. And it is we got funding for a proper floor and a proper roof, but the walls are mud, and it is now disintegrating, like you can see. So we have to break down the whole structure and just build proper walls if we get funding for it. But in the meantime, they are schooling there, and this is what the local community also helped the school with, extra classrooms, because the government doesn't help you. They don't have money, and especially in the Western Province.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. Hi.
Good morning, class.
How are you, class?
My full names are Kelvin Mutsaka, and I'm actually from the southern part of this country. I was born in Choma. That's where I did my primary and secondary school, and I got into this project in 2009 the funds to go to school were not enough. So for grade 8, I funded myself. I used to I cut some trees. I don't know if you're familiar with charcoal, where you cut down a tree and then you heap it together, you put some fire. Yes, I used to produce that stuff, and then I sell, and then I pay for my school fees. Then I thought, okay, I'm sure this project, since it is an orphan project, if I go there since I was an orphan, I will find support. I'm teaching mathematics, computer studies, and civic education, also known as political science, in the 2 schools, without asking the schools to pay me 1 kwacha. So I'm doing it for free, basically. Just it was one of the program that this project is offering. In the study of ICT, we are going to learn about how to send the information, how to receive the information, and how to communicate.
The rainy season is so short. The government gives aid to the local schools in form of maize. So they deliver maize and beans so that the school can cook for the children, because the children go without food for days. The younger ones, the preschool ones till to grade 5, that cannot, they fall asleep and they fall sick because they don't have proper food to eat.
Also fun, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
English is the big problem here. Because we are so we've always been, this part of the Western province have always been very isolated from the rest of Zambia. So there's never been any development in this area. But then if you can't speak English, you're not going to be able to make grade 12. So that's when we decided, or we realized, the only option would be to start a preschool, our own preschool, and to start teaching the children English right from day 1. Eric is the preschool teacher, and Eric is achieving amazing things with these young children.
To teach a child is very good, and if you have a desire and a heart for them, you can even say it's not a professional, but it's like you feel really to die for them. When you are teaching them, when you are teaching a child, it's not easy, but you have really to be used and to have that heart for them. Like me, I am now used with them and I feel good, and I am always happy with them. I feel good when I'm teaching a child. When I don't teach, I feel like I'm not even in the world.
Again?
This year I have 6 orphans in my class, and them, I don't want them to buy anything for the school. For them, the school is free because they are orphans. Some of them, they are vulnerable. I don't know if you have come across of that word. A vulnerable is something like they can have their parents, but their parents, they cannot afford a child to go to school. So we help those people to just bring their children for free. Most of the time we find that if a child is not really happy, you have to create that happiness in that child, because you find the challenge that if you teach a child who is not happy, he's not going to get anything.
Very good. Let's go. You have missed it.
I can also open the adult retreats for the old people, because most of the children, they don't know really what is the importance of the school. They have to find some encouragement from their parents. So if their parents, they are ignorant, they have never been to school, how are they going to encourage the child?
We have come to repair some of the desks which is in disrepair here, because the children are going to write their grade 9 exams, final exams here. And there's no desks for the children to sit on. So the children have to sit on the floor and write the exam.
We're a dentist. What happened?
You see, a dentist is basically a mechanic. You are repairing teeth. So,
Yeah.
so this sort of repairs is nothing. It's basically the same sort of job. I'm a professional dentist. I'm a qualified dentist. Gisla's a qualified pharmacist. So when we first arrived here and we started treating basic ailments, basic little conditions, they would run to us for toothache, and I would help them with pain relief. So I just kept on doing that. Gisela started giving medicine, because medicine is not always available at the clinics. The clinics are really, the one or two that are around are very basic, and most of the times they don't have medicine. Every Friday we have a dental clinic here at 9 in the morning. They come from far and wide because they've heard there's someone who can take our teeth. I have 32 years experience in dentistry. It's got nothing to do with making money. It's got to do with helping the community. That's what we are here for. Hello!
Hello.
You'll be happy to hear or to know that we are going to move to another place.
Oh, really?
So we won't be bothering you so
No,
early
no,
in the
no.
morning.
You are finished with that building.
Well, we are finished with the door so that we can at least at this stage lock one room. Because we were thinking of putting the adult literacy class in here. Then they don't have to go to the main building that side. Oh, see? How long are you going to be? Is it still going to take some time?
Sometimes just in this
Yeah,
one,
because those top ones are fairly difficult, are they not?
there is some difficulties.
But you're
Just
doing a great job. Thank you, Osi.
thank you for. My names are Austin Mnamarambo. Mom and Papa picked me from the school when I was still a grade 9. I help in each work which is here. My life was a little bit tough at childhood level because I didn't grow with my mom or my parents. I lost my father when I was still young, so life wasn't easy. So my auntie just picked me from my mom so that at least life can be easier. But it wasn't so easier that I'm comfortable at all. I wasn't comfortable because they were just looking after me. And later on, I think there was a year that I didn't go to school. I stayed with my aunt because there was a little bit of some problems that I encountered. So I had just stayed for a year without going to school. Later on, I just decided, okay, now, but I was still small. I said, no, I can't keep on with this life. There I started school. Teachers helped me, obvious. And with that help, I really appreciate for them, and I'll still think of them until death takes me. Yeah. you have all the effort, all the strength to just repair that thing. If there is material to repair that thing, just go and repair. We can do whatever is needed. If there is a need of buying that thing, then there is a need of money.
Us and we are going now down to see the river and some rocks. Yeah, as you can see. IOC, hello. Zambia, welcome to Zambia. These are the people showering from the riverside. Say hi. Hi. And them this one. They were greeting me here in our local language, which is Mutozi. How are you? So I answered, I am also fine, thank you.
Crocodiles would obviously be the biggest challenge here. People have to go and fetch water every day, and there's the constant danger that a hippo is going to grab you. A crocodile is going to grab you. Each family would have a small area of land on which to plant maize, which is the staple diet here. And you know, sometimes, some years there are fairly good harvests, sometimes there's not. And you know, and you can imagine now what sort of trouble that leads to. But you know, there's a constant battle to keep the hippos out of your garden, and the elephants sometimes they come. These people are, most of them are what you would really refer to as fairly poor people.
They are very poor.
So, hola, hola.
Hola, señora.
Un momentito.
Un momentito.
Mr. Juan García.
Juan Cervantes, ¿ah? Juan Cervantes, para subir al señor.
My name is Cholo Munsaka. So yeah, probably you know me as Juan Cervantes, but yeah, you know, that's my Spanish name, but Cholo Munsaka. I was born in 1990 on the 26th of January. My mother couldn't take care of me, so I moved from one house to the other, but staying with people that are not related to me. Just someone who thinks of helping me around, and then I just think, okay, I can stay, I can make life with them. In 2013, the project managers, my parents now, afforded to take us to college, where we started to be teachers. And you know, during that period when I was in college, not only has the people in the project, the managers, have helped me school-wise, paying for my school fees, but also they have taught me something that is very important. They have taught me how a family should operate, because they took me in not as a sponsored kid in the house, but they took me in as a son in the house. And it's like, for the first time in my life, the world of love opened. So my mother and father have been taking really good care of me through this project. And not only me, we are a lot of other students and young ones in secondary schools, in primary schools, in universities. We are a lot. They teach us that as teachers we are the role models. Remember now, 3/4 of this day, of a normal school day, a kid is with the teacher as compared to how much they are with the parents. They are more with the teacher than with the parent. I know I can't change the whole province, but I'm that one drop in the ocean that can try to help. We forget that without that drop, the amount of water is no longer the same. Without that drop, that ocean is -1 drop. So it can be one drop, but it makes a big difference. So being a teacher helps me to think of myself as an icon through which a child is going to look up to. And we are going to help them, to shape them in the direction that their potentials are leading them. You can think of a single donation. If someone has a single donation, another person and another person put those donations together, it will be something big, and it will help a particular child. Not even one, more than one.
This organization is totally dependent on the people outside there. And this organization has got what we call a long-term plan. And the biggest plan for this organization is to make sure that the lives of the people here are improved.
Without the sponsors, it means that the project can not do anything in our local area.
When someone says something about his whatever he's involved in, try to fix it that you are the one in there. Life is not so easy. I think we need more help.
These children are just so changed. You can't believe it. It is just, and those children are now influencing the younger ones around in this area. So we can see how this whole project is benefiting not only on a physical in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. God has a plan here, some other plan for you to experience maybe what we're doing, or for you maybe to send the message out to the world there.